I had this great intro and I just fucked it up. Because turns out I didn't hit record, so that's great. Yeah, anyways, I am out here in this beautiful forest, surrounded by lots of nature, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about like my journey as a, I guess, artist, I suppose, and if anyone relates to that, they can hear this story and maybe it gives like some sort of clarity into their life. So I think the best idea would be probably to start from like the beginning of the year, basically. It had been like maybe 2 years as I was studying graphic design on my own, self-taught, and I did take some courses and use lots of internet resources to learn and develop my skills, and I felt like, oof, flies. And I felt like, you know what, I felt like I was pretty comfortable to present these skills to other people and make money from it. And so I thought, this is the perfect time to make it a business and become like a freelancer. And I tried doing that. I originally came across the idea that I want to do posters, and then that didn't quite work out as I originally had hoped. And then I had the idea of turning to thumbnail design, and that also didn't quite work out. I do feel like I did get further, but like I definitely did learn more about like marketing, I think, through that, because I came across different other freelancers who were doing the same thing, and I think that like gave me lots of insight into all of this thing. But it didn't work, as you can tell, and I think I was kind of feeling bad about it. I also didn't have like any job anymore, so money was running low. I was starting to feel a bit panicky and then anxious because, you know, I somehow need to make money, I need to make a living, I need to pay rent, so it didn't quite make me very happy. And then I started looking for jobs. I started like kind of working one job out, flies, and then maybe a couple days later I quit that job because I truly did not like it at all. Then maybe a couple weeks go by, I found another job. This one I'm thinking, oh, it has to be the one. Like, it promises lots of money and it seems like something that I've done kind of before. And then I get into it and it's like one of the worst jobs I've ever been in. And I worked there for like 4 weeks, and I thought, like, the reason why it was bad was because, first of all, the pay was absolutely ridiculous for 4 months of work. Second of all, there were lots of days off. And third of all, they didn't necessarily communicate that there was a day off. So I basically just found out on the day off. So that's cool. Thanks for that. After like 5 days off in a row, I had my job. And at that day, I was like, you know what, like, this really isn't worth it. On that day, I'm like so miserable. And also just, I realized how ridiculously this job had drained me. Like, I feel like for the first time, I realized, whoa, I've become like a different person. And I think that was when I was like, I can't come back here again. Like I need to get out of here as soon as possible. And that's basically what I did. I am in the sea now. So 2 weeks go by after I got my job, and during those 2 weeks I'm kind of like seeing an Erasmus project that I want to go to, and then there's the other side where it's like, yeah, but I probably should get a job and like do that, because going on Erasmus projects, even though it's like fun, it's not gonna like pay my bills. Well, just barely, but yeah, that's like the irresponsible choice to do that. And so I think about a couple days, and then I'm like, you know what, actually let's apply because I really want to go to this, and like if I don't go, I feel like I'll regret that. And so I sign up, and I'm thinking, okay, in that case I should maybe find like an online job, because at least then it's like more sustainable. And literally on the same day as I sign up to that Erasmus project, I get an Upwork invite, which is like a freelance platform, and you can get jobs there and basically do freelance gigs. I had been on that site for like maybe a year, but no luck. And to like get that invite is kind of crazy. I feel like many people know that freelancing on Upwork is like really hard, is not the easiest, and that like getting your first ever jobs and just your first ever money online is like really hard. Like it kind of like isn't super hard, but like just you don't know what you're doing up until you do make that money. And so yeah, that first step is really hard. I just kind of getting that first job was like a wow moment. I'm like, you know what, I don't know, I don't think, like first I got an invite and then I got the job, but before I got the job I was like, I don't know like if I'll get anything, like if I'll get hired. But I was like, you know, let's apply anyways. Like this feels like such a great opportunity, even though like the job itself is nothing like crazy. It's like a very boring job and unrelated to creativity. But I was like, well, you know, what can I lose? Like if I get hired, that's cool, like I get money like, and that I need kind of right now. So I'm like, you know what, let's apply. Surprisingly, I signed a contract the next day and I start working, and I'm like, damn. And then I get paid and I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And then a couple days later, something crazy happens. I get another Upwork invite that also eventually turns into a job, but it doesn't get crazy there. I get a third one, like out of nowhere, and this all is happening in like the span of a week. And I kid you not, I think I'm making like more in this week than I've made in that job that's like the official job that I had way too many days off and I was working my ass off and I was so tired. And here I'm like chilling, I'm like relaxed and joyful, even though the job itself, the gigs are like not as exciting. I'm like overall like so chill, I'm having fun, like I get to take as many breaks as I want and whenever I want. I don't have to ask for permission or anything, or go to lunch when I am allowed to go to lunch. And so I'm just like ecstatic. And then basically, yeah, that's about it. I think the, like, I don't know, this could be like me trying to make sense of it all and like, I don't know, giving some sort of weird explanation to it. But I think in some way all of this came because I was putting in like the hours to make it work, but also working on my creativity and working towards that. And earlier this year I was also on another Erasmus project, and I think from there on I guess I kind of stopped prioritizing money through my creativity, although now I'm kind of like balancing that a bit. But I think then I was kind of running more after the money and like the end goal, and maybe not focusing as much on the process. And after the Erasmus project, I was like, you know what, let's have fun. Let's actually enjoy life and do things that make me happy, even if they make me no money. And then somehow I ended up going to like participating in 2 art expositions and creating some art pieces, which is something like I've wanted to do for a year. And when I saw that opportunity, I was like, you know what, I need to take these opportunities, because they're like looking for all kinds of levels of artists, and let's just apply. And I got in. And I think that's when I kind of started feeling like, damn, I'm like the luckiest person in the world. Crazy how this all happened. Another thing is today, which is like officially like the 8th or 10th day. I think it might be like the 10th day since I received that first invitation. I now have a 4th invitation. I have no idea if they have yet approved my application, but it's crazy, like, to go from like, okay, I should do something with my life, I should maybe search for online jobs, to like those jobs actually coming towards me, and like actually getting them with like so little effort. But all of this, I'm just like literally in such a headspace where I'm just like, okay, let's do things that are fun, let's do things that I actually enjoy. So I don't know, I feel like for me, I think it makes sense to all artists to like listen to your inner gut feeling and not chase like money. Because the thing is, like, if you're trying to please someone else's dream, you'll be unhappy. First of all, you might get money, but I feel like in my own personal experience, running after the, in theory, safe path and logical path, it doesn't really make me that much richer, nor does it make me happy. So I might as well just chase a path that actually makes me happy, that maybe doesn't bring me any money or very little money, or at least try to find a balance of the two. Like maybe that's taking a part-time job, or you know, maybe a job that's like really easy or like mentally allows for you to stay sharp and create more after work. So honestly, I don't even know what the takeaway of these videos is, because I'm just like, wow, like I just wanted to capture this moment really, because I'm like so amazed that all of these things happened. So yeah, this is the vlog, quote unquote. This is just my experience, and I wanted to share it and also have something to remember of this moment and how excited I was, because I feel like on paper or anywhere else it's hard to like quite capture the exact emotions I was going through. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in some other video.